Welcome to Design Your Life with Sandy. If you're new here, I am your host, Sandy Yang. This is a place where we have real conversations about life, love, spirituality, personal growth, and of course, manifestation. Let's dive in. Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to the podcast. I am so excited for you to listen to today's episode because it is all about the Gene Keys and it is my latest obsession, and I know you'll love it too. I have an amazing, fabulous guest. Her name is Ellisa Mae. Ellisa is a Gene Key expert and soul business mentor. I actually worked with her inside her business program called the Prosperity Pathway. So, Prosperity Pathway was a business oriented program, and we learned all the Gene Keys we needed to know when it comes to running a business, around using our gifts to be in our sacred service, to call in our soul aligned clients, to make our business feel fucking juicy and iconic for us, to create really exciting offers that we want to talk about, that we want to share about, that people that our soul aligned clients are seeking. So that was genuinely such a fun program. It expanded me so much. Honestly, I would love for you to look into your Gene Keys if you haven't already. And maybe you tried looking into it in the past, but this episode is your sign to look into it again. And honestly, it's just like such a gift. We talk about it all in this episode. I don't want to spoil it too much for you. Okay, so just like a little backstory of like how we met. Literally, it was divine timing. In this world that I am in with all the esoteric tools, I obviously had heard of the Gene Keys. I have explored my astrology, my human design, and Gene Keys was just this thing that I wasn't pulled to, but it was like right place, right time, right mentor. And the universe was just like, let's go. We talk about how we met and started working together in this episode. So it's super synchronistic. Ellisa is on Instagram at I am Ellisa Mae. So that is IAMELLISAMAE. That will be linked in the show notes as always. And if you like her energy, go follow her, go learn about her programs and offerings. She has an amazing program that is about to start on December 8th. It is called the Love Pathway. So, Love Pathway is a love and relationships program. We talk about this more in the episode in more detail, but this is all about decoding your Gene Keys so you can truly become and embody your most magnetic, vibrant self to attract in more of your soul aligned friendships, clients, supporters, collaborators, partners, and it's just going to be so good. I already know it. Ellisa is so fun, and you'll get a taste of that in this episode. She is so spiritual. Her channel is so strong and potent, yet she's like super grounded, which is so needed in the spiritual healing industry. And she's just like such a breath of fresh air. So I cannot wait for you to listen to this episode. Again, like all the links to connect with her and explore her offerings and programs are in the show notes. I am already signed up for the Love Pathway. So if this program piques your interest, maybe we can go through it together this winter. So let's dive into the episode. I truly hope you enjoy. And if you do look into your Gene Keys, I would love to know what you think. What are your revelations? Let's talk about it. I'm super excited, as you can probably tell. So I'm going to leave you here now, and I really hope you enjoy. I will see you on the other side. Okay, I am genuinely super stoked for this conversation. I've been just like, I don't know, like you are one of my favorite people to follow on social media. Like seriously, I'm just like, oh my god, like every time you post a story or post about, the Gene Keys or debunk something, I'm like, okay, I really want to know what she has to say. And I just love your offering the healing bubble, like the weekly what's it called, cosmic forecast. It literally gives me life.
Oh my god, I love you.
And it's so funny because you drop something on 11/11th, and literally that day, I'm like, I wonder what this 11/11 portal like, has for me, like, an activation, and you just, like, drop something that was so activating. And then on Scorpio new moon, you dropped the Gene Key 14, which I was like, oh, that's my purpose Gene Key. So it has just been like super synchronistic.
Mhm. Yes, I agree, and I decided to start doing these drops based on the current solar transits of the gene keys because there's 64 of them, and obviously we have the ones that are in our hologenetic profile, but there's something so just like deeply spiritual and like special in every single one of them that applies to all of us. And so yeah, it just made so much sense to be like, hey, like why don't I just drop them as is transiting the sun? And usually it's about like a 5 to 6 day period. So it just worked out so perfectly for weekly drops. So yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm so happy that you're loving them too. Like they literally give me life.
Oh my God, it gives me life. Okay, I was also saying like you're one of my favorite people to follow on social media. I don't follow that many
Mm.
people in the spiritual like healing industry, but you are such a refreshing voice. Like you're super super spiritual. Your channel is super strong and potent, but you're also like so grounded.
Yes. Yes. I have all big three earth signs. So I'm a Capricorn sun, Taurus moon, Virgo rising. And I also have a Capricorn stellium. My life's work is Gene Key 54, which is aspiration. So it's also going to be very like grounded, and just like kind of wanting to, it's ascending spiritually, but also materially. So it's like, so many people, I feel like when we first have our spiritual awakenings, there's this feeling where we kind of like isolate ourselves, right? A lot of us can relate to that, where it's like, oh, like I don't relate to people anymore in my life. And like, I'm just going to kind of like hide away and like meditate or read these books and like learn all of these things. But then really it's like this whole life is calling us to be living in earth and to like bring us back out. And I feel like we can get into like all of these rules, or even when we learn stuff about health, right? Like how to eat properly and all these things, we can start creating these rules of what it means to like live. And then we just put ourselves now in another box. It's like coming out, it's like kind of like breaking out of the matrix to be in this like now spiritual matrix.
Oh my God, it's so true. When you were talking about like eating well, and I totally had a period of my life, a very long phase, where I felt so out of control with my career. Like I just didn't feel like I had agency, and I was forcing myself to like make this path work. And I felt so out of control and disempowered that I like just wanted to control food. So it's like
Hmm.
I wanted to be the gluten-free one. I wanted to be dairy-free and soy-free and lactose-free. And it's like, oh my God, now it's so restrictive. I am not happy. And you have to eat. So I was almost like just, I don't know, torturing myself. And yeah, that's so crazy. And I love what you said about, yeah, I so agree. Like ascending spiritually is so, like your spirit having a human experience, so you can make your human experience more fulfilling and juicier and more joyful and more purposeful.
Hmm. Yes, I had a similar experience with you too with the food, where I like learned all of these things about nutrition, and then I was like, "Oh my God," I swung like very restrictive. Like I was, not that vegan is restrictive because a lot of people are vegan for really great reasons, but I was vegan for a year and then vegetarian for a year before that. But then I just found myself like very like, just so controlling. Like, it was so hard to live. I wasn't doing it for the right reasons. I was doing it out of fear, right? Like, I was doing it out of fear and like trying to be perfect and like afraid of ingesting, certain things. And now I'm just like, I don't give a fuck. Like I still obviously care about what I eat, but also it's like I think we only have one life. And so I think it's kind of more important to feel good and like enjoy our food. I think that's going to go much farther than being so restrictive and like hating ourselves while we're doing it.
It's so funny. Wow, you lasted a whole year because I was vegan for like a week, and it was because I did a juice cleanse. And then I was vegetarian for 2 weeks because I saw this shaman. His name is Shaman Durek.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's awesome. This was like 6 years ago. But he recommended, well, he didn't like straight up tell me that. It's just like on his website, and it's like, just general guidance. It said maybe like be a vegetarian for 2 weeks. So I was, but I just kept eating like cheese.
Yes. Yeah, that was me, like carbs and like cheese. Like that was literally me.
Yeah. Okay. So I want you to tell us, well, give us a little introduction of who you are, what you do, how you got here. I know that's a loaded question, but just like whatever feels like I want to share this.
Yes. Okay. So my name is Alyssa. I live in San Diego, California, and I live with my current boyfriend. I don't know why I'm saying current, but my boyfriend George. We've been together for 9 years. Like that TikTok trend, where they're like, "Oh my, this is my current boyfriend." But anyways, I live with my boyfriend George and our weenie dog Peanut, and I feel like I'm finally in a place in my life where I just feel so just like empowered, like I'm very aligned with my purpose. I have my matrix job still, so I work in the automotive industry. I'm a recruiter for a very big quick lube. And I also am a spiritual life coach and a Gene Keys expert, and I really love helping light workers, coaches, healers, spiritual practitioners, creative people really understand how to do business and live life in a way that is just so aligned with who they came here to be. I feel like in the beginning of my business, really fell into this, again, trap of like, oh, your business needs to look like this, or you need to do it this way. And I really didn't find much success when I was trying to be like everyone else or force myself to like create offers that just I thought I needed to create like that, but didn't really feel good to facilitate them. And so just learning about myself through the Gene Keys really is where everything kind of just completely changed my life. Um, and yeah, I really learned like who I'm here to like be and serve through a way that just feels so good to my soul.
Yeah, beautiful.
Mhm.
So before we started recording, um, I was telling you how going through the prosperity portal with you, which is your business offering, this fall, actually, like, yeah, September, October, literally was
Mhm.
life changing. And like I've been through like different like programs and business coaching, but it was like just mind blowing actually. But it also felt like coming home to myself. I know that sounds so
Mhm.
cheesy and cliche. But yeah, it was just like amazing. I remember I think it was like the first or second lesson we looked into our vocation gene key. Some people call it
Mhm.
the core wound, right?
Mhm.
And mine is Gene Key 62, and the shadow was intellect. And I'm like,
Mhm.
well, how can, that be like a shadow trait, right? And reading the book, I was like, holy shit, this is me. It was like a much needed, like, kick in the booty.
Mhm.
And yeah, and exploring that and my other Gene Keys, I'm just like, oh my God, this is me. And I'm literally, and everyone who comes to this life is coded to be perfect in their own way.
Mhm.
And I was telling
Exactly.
you how exploring those like business related jinkies, since doing that, I stopped comparing myself to other people in the industry. Like I still do it like a little bit here and there, but I snap out of it so quickly.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's literally like that is like my greatest hope for that. That's like if I could just pick one thing, it's like that is the message that I want to give to people is that our souls are all so uniquely different and we're really here in whatever way, right? To like help people to like and what if we can like distill it down, right? Just like bringing people more into like love and truth and feeling good in their life. It's like we can all do it in our very own specific way. So the market isn't saturated like at all because there's going to be certain people in your fractal line that are here to learn from you. And if you were to try to talk different, use different words, or appear to be professional or whatever we think coaches need to be, then it's just watering yourself down and they can't find you. But like when you're just yourself, they're like, oh my God, like Sandy's my person. Like I need her to be my person.
The intellect one was very interesting because I think the book basically said like basically you are trying to make sense of everything and maybe you overthink about how you word things um, instead of leaning into your intuition and like source intelligence and your own intelligence. And I was
Mhm.
like, okay, yes. Um, because I don't know why. For a while, I was like comparing myself to people I know in the industry who could trans channel. I was like, if I don't have this gift, then I'm not good enough. I don't know why I was like thinking that.
Mhm.
And just like going through that Gene Key and some of the other Gene Keys we explored, I just like literally was like, okay, like fucking stop it. Okay,
Mhm.
so money and love, and you mentioned people in our fractal line. So obviously, everyone who is alive in the world, we want to call in more of our soul aligned supporters, mentors, friendships, partners, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So can you tell us what fractal line means?
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I love this so much. So, it from a very like from a very not ungrounded, but essentially, if everything in the universe is made up of patterns, right? Like geometrical patterns, we are all going to be vibrating at a certain frequency. And so we're going to be aligned with people who are also kind of like in that same pattern. And we can all be a part of like different fractals. Like there's different fractals for so many different things. But when we're genuinely operating, and again, this isn't to say that there's a hierarchy at all, because I don't believe in hierarchy at all in spirituality. I think the shadows are really important. It's not like, oh, I like, we don't want to like think that shadows are like negative. It's literally just like the other side of our gifts. But if we think about it on a scale, right? Shadows are very much the frequency is very heavy, it's very dense, it's always rooted in fear, like our fear. And when we move up and we get into our gift frequency, this through love and service, that's kind of how we unlock that, and we like transcend our shadows from like accepting them, just like looking at them and accepting them. We're now vibrating at technically a higher vibration. And so what's going to happen is you're going to start attracting people in your life that are going to help you live your dharma, as opposed to calling in people that just create more drama in your life. And so that's when you're going to notice like, oh, like maybe you had all of these friends from high school, or people that for me that I used to party with, that I never like sat down and had a conversation of like, hey guys, I don't think we should be friends anymore. They just literally like exit out of your life like in different ways, right? Or a really difficult coworker, maybe one day she like quits or gets transferred, and it's like because they just like aren't resonating anymore at like the frequency that you are. Mhm.
Oh, okay. So let me get this straight and feel free to correct me. So the more
Mhm.
you lean into the gift frequencies of your gene keys, the more you attract your people.
Yes, exactly. The more that you're gonna attract people that, yeah, that are like your biggest fans and your supporters, and like people that you're meant to be in friendships with, right? And it's also because this is all about lessons. So like the way that it's all kind of also tied to karmic relationships. So like, you're going to attract people in your life that are here to teach us lessons. And if we don't learn those lessons, right? Like if we don't do any introspective work, or be like, okay, like I'm the problem here. What am I like? What is going on with me that's happening in this dynamic? Then what's going to happen is like, even if you break up with the person or stop being friends with that person, you're going to keep calling in people that are just resonating at that same frequency to keep teaching you those lessons again and again. So it's like, once we understand these things about ourselves and learn these lessons, we start calling in higher. And I don't again want to put this on there's not a hierarchy, but like we really do start calling in higher quality people that want the best for you, that are also like on their path, right? And that are going to just help you live a more integrated and happy life.
Oh yeah, I can totally see that. Like in business, before prosperity portal, I would almost like bend myself a little bit to maybe like appeal to certain clients,
Mhm.
and they will be a nightmare to work with. Like I literally want
Mhm.
to pull my hair out, and I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, this is exhausting. And we're always like trying to transmute the shadows, or like just like become aware and choose to lean into our gift frequencies. So ever since doing that, I'm like actually like being more in my gift frequency actually feels freeing, energetically,
Mhm.
physically, mentally. And it's almost like all of a sudden my world opens up and this abundant mindset just like turned on when it
Mhm.
comes to the people I'm meant to work with.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Yes. And it's also interesting too, because like like when we also first kind of start on this entrepreneurial journey, a lot of people say like, "Oh, I want to help everyone," right? Like I just want to help everyone because we know that our modalities, our magic, our essence, whatever we do in our teachings literally can help everyone, but it's not supposed to, right? It's like we don't have to do that. And if we want to call in someone who feels like soul fam, that just feels like, wow, like I can't wait to like wake up and just like be in my business and like get on my client calls and like create for my people, right? Like if we want to be in that energy, then we really do have to attract people from that gift energy. Otherwise, we are going to keep attracting people that are going, like you said, making us test our boundaries, making us test like even like coming down to pricing, right? Like even if like if we're not going to take our work seriously, we're just going to attract people who also don't really take the work seriously, like as well.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, so we've been talking about shadow frequency and gift frequency. Can you walk us through like one of your gene keys to illustrate that? And I know there's like also the city.
Mhm. Yeah. So one of my favorite ones also I would say is my vocation. That's like my favorite one. So my oh, and also about the core wound. So in the Venus sequence, that sphere is the core wound. So like that is your biggest core wound. It is like the biggest challenge that your soul has in this lifetime. And it's really what you're here to transmute and alchemize into your greatest core talent that now becomes your vocation. And now you're like, okay, like I'm going to be courageous, step out into the world, share my gifts with others. And so for me, I have Gene Key 48, which is inadequacy. And so the shadow feels like never knowing enough, um, and just I can literally look back to like so many places in my life and be like, okay, this literally feels like me and everything that I do. And so alchemizing that now, I'm able to take this gift of resourcefulness, which is really like looking at this idea that there's like this well deep inside us, like right, and especially if I have this gene key, and it's like this well of wisdom that's like not even just through books or anything that I've learned in life, but is this like inner well that like I can trust in the now moment. What I need will come out in the right time. And then I'm able to just be in this beautiful teaching energy of resourcefulness. And that is what I'm here to give like all of my people that come into my world, right? Is to teach them like so many of us, like you said, compare ourselves to other people in the industry. Like, oh, like she has this, channeling thing or like whatever. I don't. But it's like, oh, what do you have that is like your inner wisdom that you're here to share with others? And then, yeah. And then from there, that resourcefulness, it turns into wisdom. And then that's just like this the cities are like very mystical high frequencies. They're very hard to describe, and we definitely wouldn't live there for like if we lived there, we wouldn't be incarnated in this lifetime because it's like not the human form. So we can kind of experience them as like afterglows of the work that we're doing, and it's just these very like beautiful divine essences that we can feel from time to time. So like the middle road, the gift is really like the middle path is what we're aiming for.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Um, so there's the vocation. I just love that. And then there's like the life's work, there's your purpose, there's your radiance. What else do we explore? I guess like I'm curious.
Culture. We did
Okay.
culture. Hmm. Pearl.
Um, okay. Oh, right. Oh my god, we explore so many.
Yeah.
How are they different?
Yeah, so they're all different because the spheres, like the circles that you see on your hologenetic profile, those are called spheres, and really they're just a theme of life that we are here to contemplate. So it really is the hologenetic profile is like a map to our hero's journey, and there really are three pathways to enlightenment. So it's like the pathway of the self, which is learning your four prime gifts. That's the activation sequence. And then we learn how to open our heart to love and others because we realize like we can't just be islands and like isolate ourselves in this lifetime. Like we're meant to like be with other people. So we go through the Venus sequence and learn how to open our hearts and drop our defenses. And then we get our gift through the pearl, which is what we did in prosperity pathway. And that's really this contemplation of giving our gifts and being of service to the world in our specific way is going to unlock the most prosperity and abundance that we could ever ask for. So it really teaches us how to do that through like a business lens. And like the way that they're all different is the spheres are just themes of life. So all of us are going to go through these same themes in our life, like every soul. But the way that we're going to encounter them, our specific challenges, and for growth, for our highest growth, are going to be different. And that's how we get those gene key placements. And it's all based off of astrology for those placements, the planetary placements.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, in case it wasn't super clear, I feel like people who listen to this podcast already know. So to look up your Jinky profile, um,
Hmm.
you just take it's like looking up your human design chart or astrology. So you just put in your birth info. So
Yes.
time, date, you have to like get it down to the minute, and
Hmm.
place. So and then it just pops up and it's really cool. And like also mystical and magical is like, oh my god, how does this thing know?
It's literally insane, like mind blowing. And if you guys can go to janekeys.com to get your free profile, and it'll give you like a little snippet of I think it's a little summary of your life's work, your evolution, radiance, and purpose. So it's like a little paragraph. Just reading that alone is going to blow your mind.
Yes. Okay. Just reading that alone does blow your mind. But definitely highly recommend reading the book.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, and, I obviously read about my Gene Key 14 when we were inside Prosperity Portal, but I read it again last night, and I was like, "Oh my god."
Mhm.
Okay, so we started talking about the fractal line, and I remember, this was like back in the summer, when you were on Emily's podcast. I was like, okay, I do feel a little curious about my gene keys, and I like started listening to that episode. I didn't get very far, to be honest, and then I follow you on Instagram. I downloaded or signed up for your freebie. It was called Born to Be Booked, and I just
Mhm.
loved that name so much, and to be honest, I never went through it. I was like, that is a sick title, right? And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, born to be booked. It's like, oh, am I born to be like booked out? Because at that time, I mentioned to you at some point, like I had this launch trauma that I felt so rejected by the world. Um,
Mhm.
and I guess like I don't know, that was very activating. Again, I never went through that masterclass, and then I signed up for Prosperity Portal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I know people who listen to this podcast, not everyone has a business, but I know, okay, so everyone, you know, I feel like everyone is either like looking for love or in a relationship or just like enjoying being single. Okay, and I know you have the love portal coming out soon, which I am already like, signed up. So tell us
Mhm.
about manifesting love.
Mhm. Yes. So one of the best ways or like places that we can look in our gene keys for love is going to be your attraction sphere. And what this is it literally teaches us when we're in the shadow of this, you are going to be literally pulling in and magnetizing people into your life that just create more drama. Again, to give you those karmic relationships that you need to learn from to like keep growing and like once you learn how to kind of like traverse these, and I'll give a personal example as well, if that's helpful. But once
Yes.
you kind of like learn like how to alchemize this gift, then you're going to be able to call in people again who are here to help you live your dharma. So very much more like supportive, loving relationships. And should I give an example of my relationship?
Yes.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I do not have one to talk about.
Yeah, so mine, you guys, is literally wild. So I have Gene Key 37 here, and the shadow is weakness. And this is very much about like masculine and feminine polarity, and like not in terms of gender, but just in terms of the energies themselves. And so this weakness is this feeling of like putting other people on a pedestal, like, oh, I need someone, right? Like I need someone. I'm not whole by myself. And so I've attracted, like, my love life was really chaotic. I had a long-term 7-year relationship, like right out of high school into my young 20s. That was very toxic, very, yeah, just like literally chaotic. And I was never actually choosing myself. I was just like seeking this this validation or this person, and it was just awful. And once I really learned that, oh, I actually like don't need this. And I wasn't ever going to learn the lesson on my own. Like I literally would have never learned that unless I moved away. So I moved away, and I think I was at this time 25, which felt so old, but I moved away to a completely different town to finish college. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so old. Like, I lived in the dorms because I didn't want to meet someone off Craigslist. I thought that would be like scary and creepy. So I lived in the dorms, and I ended up meeting my now partner. He was the RA of the bottom of the dorms, and I just like got locked out one day when my friend came to visit me, and I was super drunk. I also had a really big problem with alcohol. That was like one of my biggest problems in my life because I just never felt super comfortable in myself as being like a very sensitive person. I never understood that before I had my spiritual awakening. So I used alcohol a lot to like alleviate any social anxiety and just like not feeling comfortable with myself. And so I met him when I actually got locked out. One night he let us into the dorms, and we started dating, and he didn't drink. Like he's never been a drinker. We came from very different like backgrounds, and so he's kind of seen like the worst side of alcoholism, so he just like never drank. And through that, my gift of equality came out, where I was now attracting this person who like wasn't it's like I was already on my way to become this like whole person. I wasn't fully like this perfect version of myself. So I also want to debunk any like myths out there that like, oh, you need to be fully healed and like this perfect person. Absolutely not. I was a little like literally a train wreck still. And then like through meeting him, I really feel like he like grounded me out. And that's like the original reason why I decided to stop drinking, which is the best thing I ever did in my life. And now we have this relationship where it's like, oh, like he loves me just the same. He does just as much as I do in the relationship, and it's so equal. And it's like this very beautiful, like masculine, healthy energy, and I'm able to be in my feminine energy, which was just like never the case before. But I feel like the decision is when you decide like I'm going to make some sort of really big risk or really big move. Like if I didn't move and leave all of my friends and like that ex behind and go into a completely new place I've never been before, right? I wouldn't have, I feel like, been in the space to like call in something new. So I feel like there does have to be some sort of like just decision of like, okay, I'm closing this off. I'm ready for something new. And there was like a year in that place as well where I was completely by myself before I actually met him.
Oh, beautiful.
Mhm.
Yes, everything you said. Like you don't have to be like completely healed. Like you'll never fully feel that way. So
Mhm.
don't I yeah, like sometimes I'm like, "Oh, maybe I'll just like heal some more before I do the thing." But so much
Yeah.
of the healing happens in the doing.
Yes.
Yes. What you
Mhm.
said about just like having some space to just like leave the last thing and be by yourself. Oh my god, like I was in such a karmic relationship and I met the person when I was like 20 years old. And we
Mhm.
were just like very close for like holy shit, like 12 for 12 years, right? Um
Mhm.
and before okay, it literally was like one round of eclipse and like it just ended so abruptly. And before that, I literally felt like I just need this person in my life. Otherwise I will feel unsafe. Like something is just like missing. And I will keep this person in my life because I felt like, oh, like there's so many, like there's business and there's like personal life things. This person grounds me. But like now I think about it, I look back, it's like this false sense of comfort.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then the universe basically like ripped this person away, which was like so necessary. And I just had to deal with it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so okay, that was like 2 years ago. And yeah, so I just had to like it's like I didn't have a choice and I just had to learn to be by myself and be okay with that. So that was that was a fun journey, right? Um
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So now I'm kind of like just too comfortable being single. Um what do you have to say about that?
Mhm. Well, I feel like I feel like everyone finds this part on their journey where they realize, like, I don't want to do this by myself, right? There's nothing wrong with being single. Absolutely not. Like, I feel like it's such an important time in our lives, like, to really get to know yourself and like what you like, how you like to work, how you like to live, right? And now you've done that. And now I think it's totally fine to be like, wait, I also genuinely want to have a partner to like share my riches with and to like enjoy life with. I think it is a human need, like to have this like love. And sometimes when we're so hurt still, we can even kind of convince ourselves of like, oh, I don't need someone. I'm good being by myself. I'm good being independent. But ultimately, that your spiritual growth is actually stopped when you're not in a relationship, because the relationships are our biggest like spiritual like mirror and training ground. Oh my god, like it's like even when you do attract the right person for you, it is not easy. Like there are so many things that you're still going to have to like learn and move and grow through. And if you're just by yourself, right? Like you don't have that like almost like triggers, right? Like even like the Gene Keys is so beautiful because it's the most gentle path of transformation and like illumination, and it's through our everyday life. So it's like we really do need those relationships to like even learn more about ourselves, because you might feel really good, right, Sandy, like in your apartment or house, whatever, and you're just like, I love my life. Like that's how I felt when I was single. I was like, I love my apartment. Like this feels so good. And then like you call in love, even if it is like the perfect soulmate, now it's like, oh, now I'm sharing the space. And there's all of these different things you have to learn again about yourself that I think just makes us even like uh grow even more. Does that make sense?
Yes, totally. Like now I'm like, I love my sanctuary. And I almost have like this higher standard that I would not bend. Like if you are like,
Hmm.
just like a fuck boy, like you're not coming near me. I almost feel like
Yes.
even if I was open to that, my guys would be like, oh hell no.
Yeah. Exactly. It's so funny, like the people that we used to accept, right? Or like that we would even entertain, and now it's just like absolutely not. And it's like you kind of needed that like alone time to be like, okay, girl, like no.
Okay, and I actually really one of the reasons I signed up for Love Pathway, obviously I'm like, okay, I love this, like I love Elisa, like everything she does is gold. Um and I think you said like you're like a spiritual entrepreneur lover girl. I'm like, "Oh my god, that is me." And I do
Yes.
feel like, "Oh, like life would be so much more enriching if I had like a soulmate."
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So, and obviously like, I also feel like maybe I'm ready to open my heart.
Mm, I'm so happy.
Okay, so tell us a little bit more about Love Pathway. When does it start? How does that look like being in that program?
Yes. So it starts on December 8th, and it is going to be a 7-week journey, a group journey. Intimate. It's probably going to be like not a huge group of people. I think I cap it at 8, just so that we have like this more like intimate, closer group together. So how it works is it takes fully in place online, so in your Love Hub and then also in Telegram. And so every single Monday you get a training dropped into the Love Hub, and this is where you just have your chart pulled up and like you are decoding one sphere at a time, which I'll get a little bit more into what those are in a second. So you like decode that, you learn this like incredible insight about yourself, and then on Wednesdays, you get a subconscious rewire dropped into the Telegram. So that can be anything from like an Akashic meditation, or some sort of like NLP exercise to really take in and like regulate your nervous system and rewire your brain to accept love, right? In this case, and to hold new love. And then in Fridays, we have a Q&A day inside Telegram for coaching. So you can literally ask me anything like, okay, Alyssa, like my Gene Key is 37. I read the book, but I'm still kind of unsure. Like, how would this show up like this? Or like, I'm in a relationship and like this is coming up with my partner. Like, what are your thoughts on this? Right. And so this is where you can kind of get coaching on the Gene Keys and also like relationship. Um, so yeah, and then we all get to be together, and it's just such a fun and really beautiful way to go through this so that you're not alone, because any sort of system like this, like Gene Key's human design, it can become very like textbooky or very much in the head if you kind of don't know how to navigate through it. And so I try to make it very practical with the way that I teach things, so it just feels like fun, engaging, and not just like you're like reading a book.
Oh my god, like being in your containers literally feels like being in a party. Everything is pink.
Yes.
Okay, amazing. Can we maybe take like one of my love related gene keys and maybe like go through some of it? Just like, the
Yeah.
shadow and the gift.
Yes. Hmm.
Okay. Just for like illustration.
So you have IQ. Oh, okay. This one's in. I like this one. If we want to talk about your IQ, you have 59.2 in your IQ. Do you want me to talk about that one?
Yes.
Okay. So let me just see. I want to see what part of. Oh, okay. I love this so much. Okay. Okay. So you have, and so your IQ is going to be the mental, the way that your brain works. Okay. Or your mind, for example. So anytime that you are triggered, we want to protect our hearts naturally. So we're going to automatically go into the shadow of our IQ, our mental, just to kind of keep ourselves safe. And for you, you have Gene Key 59 here. And it's so interesting because this is about the gate of sexuality. So in human design, this is in the sacral center. And it's called the dragon in your genome. And so the shadow is dishonesty, and it's being a victim of relationships. And so this is where it's going to be the tendency to like hide certain parts of yourself, because it's almost like, oh, I don't want to be rejected. And so I'm not going to fully show exactly like who I am, right, to this person. And so you're kind of like hiding like little parts of yourselves. And then as you get closer and closer, it's like, what the hell? Like, it's almost like you build this whole thing off of something that's not really you, because there is this fear of like being honest just fully with who you are. So the two ways this shows up is excluded or intrusive. So excluded is like you might find yourself, and this isn't just romantically, it could also be with friends. So you might find yourself excluding yourself first from things because you're like afraid of being rejected. So you're like, oh, like, um, yeah, like I guess I'm just not gonna go. Or it can even kind of look like, even in the DM, something as practical as like not wanting to like DM people, like potential clients, right? Because there's this fear of like, oh, I don't want to come across as like salesy, or like I'm trying to like get something from them. So you might have a fear of like reaching out to people or being like communicative in the DMs. The other side of this is intrusive. So this might look like, it's like when you're kind of intruding on people's auras. This is a more reactive nature. So it's more like forcing yourself into groups that aren't really for you, that you're like trying to fit into, but like it's just really not a vibe, right? But it's like, oh, I want to be a part of this so bad. And then you ultimately get rejected anyways, right? So those are the kind of two ways that. Does any of this resonate?
Oh my god, like my eyes were like cuz what you said about, okay, I like when I, let's say I match with someone on like a dating app or like meet someone, I'm literally like, it's just a matter of time before they like know too much about me and then they don't like it, and then this thing inevitably like just like dissolves.
Hmm. Which is just your shadow, like literally just protecting your heart from this. But you know what the gift is? The gift is intimacy. And intimacy is about first being fully honest with yourself, of like, you know what? I accept all parts of myself. Like I accept, yeah, literally all parts of who I am. And so it kind of like creates this change in your aura. So when you do meet that person, you're able to create these like intimate connections because there's nothing that you're afraid of, because you know the right people would not reject any part of you. But it has to start from you first, like doing that to yourself. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
um
Like, I want to ask you, what are you afraid of that they're going to find out about you? That, like, what's scary?
so I guess like a part of me is like someone who is, like have their life together, who is like mature, who is like cool. Um, they're not gonna like the whole spirituality for a job thing that I have going
Mm,
on.
but is that true? Is that 100% true?
I don't know. I haven't had anyone like straight up be like, this is why this is not working out. Um, I haven't had anyone be like, I really love that about you. So I haven't really had proof of either way.
Mhm. It's so funny because when you were like, "Oh, like someone who's cool and has their life together and blah, 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 and mature," I was like, "Oh, like you." I was literally like, "Oh, like you?" Like, literally, like, you're describing yourself and, like, and, like, it's also like, "Oh, but is having spirituality for a job not cool, not mature, not having your life together?"
No. I
Right?
feel like I'm like so on purpose and I'm just going to be
Yes.
even more on purpose moving forward. Um like part of me is like I'm a gift. And
Yes.
someone I think like someone told me like an astrologer was like, "Oh, like your Virgo very like Virgo chart it like elevates people and by me being in people's lives in whatever capacity is going to just like improve their lives." And I'm like, really? So I'm literally like a gift.
Girl, this Gene Key is Virgo.
Oh, interesting.
Isn't that crazy? Yes. No, literally, yeah. So see how now you can kind of deconstruct like, oh, this is actually a part that I'm feeling dishonest about or not wanting to lead with because I feel it's almost like because you are internalizing this belief about yourself, but that's not how other people view you. That's not how other men necessarily view you or think about things, right? Like there's so many guys out there that would be like, that is so fucking cool. Like that is so cool. You're an entrepreneur. Like you help people, like you're of service, right? You're creative. Like so many people would think it's like, wow, like I think it's a gift. I think it's the coolest shit ever. So I'm excited for Love Pathways so that we can deconstruct some of these beliefs.
Okay, literally can't wait. And if honestly, like Alyssa is just like so amazing. And if you're like manifesting love, you're frustrated with love, you know you deserve soulmate love, but you're just like, it's not really working out for me so far, or you're looking to deepen uh a relationship you are already in, if you're looking to attract more of your soulmate people, friendships, whatever people you want in your life, I highly recommend joining. Even though we haven't even started,
Yay.
I just already know it's going to be epic.
Yeah, I'm literally so excited. Like it's so exciting. Hmm.
Okay, okay, I really want you to talk about this because I find it so inspiring. I like how you're like, "Oh, like, I'm in my matrix job right now, and I love it so much," and I seriously just love that you have, like, like, your corporate job, and you love it, and you have your business, and you love it. Like, that's just such a juicy life. I'm sure, like,
Hmm.
it I was like, "Oh, I feel like that would be very tiring," but you're a generator. But I just love how lit up you are. I know a lot of people are like, "I feel like I'm meant for more career-wise, but, like, I can't leave my job and it's draining my soul." Like, please, like, share something about this.
Yes, yes. Okay, so I just want to be so clear. I was that person who was like, "Oh, I literally hate my job." Like I was just in a not because it was a bad job, but I was just in a position that was not aligned with my energy. And so it was like I was trying so hard and on paper it looked so good. I used to be like in a management position before recruiting now, which is I'm more now like a support role, like an individual contributor. But before I was managing a team of people in the field and it was very difficult, very stressful. I was good at it. Like I love people, my team loved me, but it was like very unaligned with my energy. And so when I took this step back and at that point too, I would have never been able to work on my business because I was just working crazy hours. I was so tired at the end of the day, migraines all the time, getting health problems from it. But now when I found and manifested this position where I'm able to be in recruiting again, so it's like I am essentially like working for myself. Like obviously I still have a boss, but it's like I'm by myself and then also I'm a 2-4 generator in human design, so I do really well with like being in my own energy as a line 2. It's so important for me. But then also the 4 is like the opportunist and like loves people, so I obviously interview people all the time and whatever. So having this corporate job and working for a company that has all of the same values as me in my real life, I've been with them for 9 years. I've had promotions, raises at least twice a year. It's very like growth oriented. So I never feel stuck and I feel very appreciated. I'm good at what I do. It's so easy for me. So at the end of the day, when I clock out, I don't think about it for 1 second, right? I'm able to work on my business in the nights and on the weekends. And because everything that I do is like, I only do things I love to do, I am so passionate about it. I have endless energy. And I also create things in a way to where, um, like I still have time in my schedule and I'm not forcing myself to do things that I didn't like to do. So I would tell anyone, if you do feel like you're in that place where you really hate your job, it might just it could be a couple things. You might be working for a company that you don't have shared values with and they're not appreciating you and there aren't growth opportunities. So I would for sure manifest something new while you're in that place. And then also if you want to feel more soul fulfilled, right? Because so many people talk shit about like having a job and like, oh, you're not full time in your business, you don't take it seriously, or like you're not really an entrepreneur, which is so stupid. Like
I'm
having
like, shut the
multiple,
fuck up, bitch.
yeah, I'm like, bitch, shut the fuck up. Like having multiple streams of income is so smart. And like we're multidimensional people. We're here to serve in any way that we can that feels good to us. And if you make it work and you love only working in your business, then of course, perfect. But don't ever feel bad if you're in a position where you're like doing both or you're like juggling things, because ultimately like you're setting yourself up for so much success in the future. And then finding, if you're also in your business, it's like you're finding something that you're fulfilled with from your soul, and like just create everything that you can, not from what you think people want from you or need, right? For example, I used to be like, oh my God, I need to have my calendar open. You know, like I was working 5 days a week, and it's like, oh, I need to have my calendar open 7 days a week so that people can just book calls with me whenever. That left my energy feeling so scattered and like bad that I would never have anyone sign up with me. But now it's like, oh, all of my stuff is recorded because I'm in my, my 2 line energy of like in my own space, besides my like private mentorship obviously is live and like group programs. But it's like, oh, and then I give a really good turnaround time for myself. So like, oh, 15-day turnaround time gives me time to be in my life and my business. So I never feel stressed out by stuff. Like everything you do, you should create it in a way to where it works for your life, and people really will respect you and your boundaries, because yeah, it's just iconic.
I love it. Yeah, so I love everything you just said. I feel like I think you talked about this when we explored the Radiance Gene Key, and you kind of explained like, oh, I just moved into a different role and everything just shifted. And like
Mhm.
when someone is like, oh, I really want to start my business, and I hate my job and I just quit, and now I have no income, but my business just started, so it was like I can't. I'm just in freeze mode. I'm like, dude, like your business needs you to have a job that gives you enough money to like support you so you can really be creative. Like to be creative,
Mhm.
you need to have a solid foundation. You need to feel safe. Your nervous system needs to be regulated. So yes, love it. Um
Mhm.
and like the universe also wants this for you too. There's so many
Mhm.
companies that are like value driven, especially these days.
Mhm.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, I agree that too, like having you do have to have a healthy and regulated nervous system. Like you said, the biggest like killer of creativity is, oh my God, like I need to pay my rent. Like that is, if you're coming from a place, right, in your business of like, oh my God, I need to pay my rent. Like this is like, I need money. I need. It's very repelling energy. And even if you are like very heart letting coming from a good place, that energy is still there, which is probably why it's blocking things. But when you are like, "Ugh, my cup is filled, I'm good, I don't need this, I want this, I want to be of service," and everything is coming from a place of like heart led creativity and like, I want to help people, I'm passionate about this stuff, that is so fucking magnetic. Like, people are just going to eat it up and be like, oh my God, I want what you have, because they know that you're not taking anything from them, you're giving them like your literal soul medicine. So it just feels like such a good exchange.
Oh my god, yeah, totally. And um you're the first person I've worked with um that don't do live calls. And at first I'm like, wait, really? But like the weekly Telegram coaching, that was so good. Like you really like made everyone feel very like seen and heard and supported. You weren't over giving, but I just felt like you like really poured into each person. And I was just like, oh my God, this is
Yes.
great. And because this works for your energy, like me on the receiving end, I'm like, okay, like love this so much, eating it all up. So I really think like, making it work for you, that is also so important. I personally love live calls like with my own clients.
Mhm.
But yeah, I just thought that was like super inspiring.
Yes, yes, I love that. And I agree too. So many people are so good at live calls, right? And so it wouldn't make sense to like not do live calls. It's like, oh, that feels so good. And then for me, it's like, oh, it just works so good with my energy to be like, oh, okay, guys, I'm here. Like, from this and this time, like let me know what are your questions, and then everyone can drop in at their own time, and then I can like do the voice notes, and it feels so good, right? And then there's other times where I'm like, oh, live calls feel really good. Like in my private mentorship, I'll do live calls, right? But it's like it's experimenting, right? Like finding like, oh, this feels really good, this doesn't, and then just literally changing and like, you know, just kind of like what's the word? Like refining, right? Like refining our process of like, oh, this feels good to me, this feels good to me. And then yeah, like you said, whatever feels good to you, your people are gonna love it because they're gonna feel your energy and feel like, wow, like this feels really good.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I love how you're like, oh, that's so fucking iconic. Okay, so tell us, what does it mean to be iconic to you?
Okay, to me, I feel like it just means like being so yourself, right? Like, not even worrying what everyone else is doing, like, even, like, when you create stuff, right? If you're an entrepreneur, it's, like, creating stuff that you wanna create, right? Creating stuff that's coming to you that just feels so good, not doing market research, not being in your head, not polling your audience, not asking them like, sometimes it's fine, but, like, not constantly asking, like, "What do you guys want from me? Like, what should I create next?" It's like, you it's coming from you because you're this, like, iconic leader, and they don't even know what they want because it's coming from you, right? Like, how could they ever know? It's like this new thing that's birthing into the world. So, like, just being so yourself and really creating a life that, yeah, you're just like not compromising on anything.
Love it. Okay, so I share with you like a offering idea I had. So just like talking it out with you was just like, okay, like this is great. You shared I think that you shared this on like 11/11th, something about just like having an idea and acting on it. I forgot which Gene Key that was. Do you remember?
Let me see. Wait, hold on. I literally forgot, but I'm just gonna like look right now as we're talking because that one was so good.
That
That
was
one
so
felt
good. And you
really.
shared how like Richard Rudd would get a name for a course and he would just start selling it and he would just later understand what it's about. I was like, oh my God, that is
Mhm.
so genius.
Yes. I don't remember the exact gene key, but it was so good because yeah, I was listening to Richard talk about it. I think he was even talking about that specific gene key and he was like, yeah, like I literally get these like divine ideas that come through to me, right? Like in these like spaces of quietness. And he's like, I get like a word or a picture or like a name of something. And he's like, and I just like put it out there. And then he's like, I don't even know what I'm going to be teaching on. But then when it gets closer to the date, and people already signed up, he kind of starts reading and picking up on like the collective energy of like what people need. And then it just pours through him. So it's very much like not overthinking, just, and I challenged everyone, like, if you have an idea for an offer, I double dog dare you to just like go make a link and like put it up right now, start selling it, and then create it in the back end instead of trying so hard to like, because otherwise we just try to make things so perfect and then we never put anything out, and like that energy now ideas moved on from us now, right? Because we're just messengers. Like all of this is just coming through from us as messengers, and like God is choosing us for a specific reason to get it out to people.
Okay, I just look, it's Jinky one, and oh my God, okay,
um,
whatever you just said, I think you posted a reel like feeling like God's favorite, and I was like, yes, because I feel like everyone should feel like God's favorite or feel like they're
yes.
the chosen one, in their own way.
Hmm.
I feel like in the self-development world, I guess there's just like so many things to look into. Obviously, like I feel like Gene Keys just is just so precise.
Yes, that's what I
Yeah.
love about it. It's like the specificity is just like mind blowing.
Yeah, and especially like when we're talking about the IQ gene key for me, um, a lot of people bring up the attachment issue stuff with me in sessions, and it's like we're all working towards secure attachment, but like, what specifically is your pattern? Like, do you even know that? And once it's just like laid out like in front of you, it's like, oh my god, okay, like I can tackle this with precision.
Mhm. Exactly. Instead of trying so hard to or even like be in therapy for so many years and just like keep kind of like going like kind of like reliving past things or trying to figure these things out. It's like, oh, this is literally just what it is. And then sometimes it just is the awareness and a shift of like, okay, I'm gonna shift out of this. Like I'm not gonna keep like staying in this anymore because I literally can just decide right now that I'm not. And then it's like then you using all of your healing modalities, like and then like healing people and like guiding me through these things. That's why I think it's so cool for people like you to like learn the gene keys because then you can go and like do all of your healing and like yeah, just like help people break these patterns once they have the awareness of it.
Oh my god. Okay, so um my vocation, Jinky 62, the gift is literally precision. And I feel
Oh
like
my
that just
god.
matches so well with my like Virgo stellium. It's like we don't have time to waste. Like let's just like
Mhm.
tackle the thing. And that just like speeds everything up. And I know this for myself. Like when I first was introduced to shadow work, I was like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. I have so many shadows. I don't even know where to fucking start. But like reading the Gene Keys book is like, this is a shadow, this is the gift. So it's like, oh, okay,
Mhm.
easy. Okay, so I want you to share like how can people work with you? Obviously, we talked a lot about the prosperity pathway and the love pathway. But yeah, like if someone is like, oh my god, I want to explore Gene Keys with Ellisa, like where can they start?
Yes. Okay. So I have my membership is like my favorite, like that's probably like the easiest entry point is the membership. And so it's called the Healing Bubble. And I actually do these weekly cosmic energetic forecasts depending on what gene key we're currently transiting through. So it is going to every time, like I just get messages from people like, oh my God, this is literally exactly what I'm going through. Like this makes so much sense. And it's a really fun way to just kind of like start to put your like toes in the sand and like learn about or water whatever the saying is and learn about like these different gene keys and it's very applicable in real time. And then of course there's also like my entire library of meditations and hypnosises to really help you just step into your highest potential. It's specifically meant for light workers, coaches, practitioners, creatives, entrepreneurs, right, who really want to just like open up like this world to having like the most success possible. And then also, but also you don't have to be an entrepreneur, you would still love it. And then also if you want to get your gene keys read, I offer all of the different sequences of reading. So purpose and activation would be the first one. The Venus sequence is love and relationships, and then the pearl is business and money, so learning how to do business in your own way. And then we have the love pathway coming up, so anyone who's interested in calling in love, strengthening your current relationships, and just learning so much about like your own patterns, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. This one is, yeah, just so iconic. It's going to start on December 8th, and all of the links to everything is in my Instagram bio.
Okay, beautiful. What is your Instagram handle?
It is I am Ellisa Mae. So I
Okay.
A M E L L I S A M A E.
Okay, beautiful. I will share that in the show notes. Okay. Um, Last question. Business related or not, doesn't matter, or it could be like super personal. What is something you are obsessed with right now?
Mm. Something I'm obsessed with right now. I would say just right now I'm really obsessed with kind of like getting kind of like my routines and like structuring my routines. So I have my North Node in my sixth house and it's in Aquarius. And so I'm always kind of trying to figure out like fitness, like health stuff, right? And just kind of figuring out like what's the best routine for myself. And recently I've just been loving the gym, like literally obsessed with the gym. I think it's been like 3 months that I've just been like super consistent, like lifting heavy. And just my brother lives really close to me. He lives in the same apartments as me now. He just like moved in recently. So like he's my gym buddy. We go all the time together. Recently I've been meal prepping the last like couple of weeks, but like not making it myself, like buying a meal prep service, which has just been like so helpful for like time, and also just like I feel like for me, I get so overwhelmed when I go to the grocery store and I'm like, okay, what should I meal prep? There's like so many like options. So it's just been so fun to use this service. I love it. Anyone who's in San Diego, I use Juju's meal prepping service. It's so good. I just there's like two locations you can pick it up from, like Bonita and I think National City is like another gym that you can pick it up from. Anyways, that's a lot of details that are probably irrelevant, but that's what I've been focusing on, and it just feels so good, and my energy has been feeling so good. So, mhm.
No, I love it. When I follow someone on Instagram, it's like obviously like their main thing, like their expertise is amazing, but it's also so fun. It's like, what does this person order at the coffee shop, or like what are their hobbies? So I actually love that you're like into nutrition and fitness because I'm also obsessed with that these days.
Yeah, and for me, it's, like, always, like, going back and forth, like, sometimes I'm, like, completely fall off the wagon, and I'm like, "I'm not doing anything," and then sometimes I'm, like, really on it, but yeah, right now it just feels really supportive, and I feel like this is the first time that I've, like, loved the gym, like, it's just feeling so good, so yeah, I love it.
Love it. Okay, beautiful. I just love talking to you. I can talk to you like all day.
I know. Me too, I feel the same about you.
Okay, so everyone, please go check out your Gene Key Hologenetic Profile. I don't know why that word is so hard to say. Like you'll just be mind blown. Like I promise, if there are only 3 Gene Keys for people to look into, which one would you say? Like, look at that.
For me, I love life's work because probably 'cause I'm a Capricorn. So life's work, radiance, which is what keeps you healthy and magnetic and glowy so that you can live your life's work. And then I would also say vocation, because vocation again is like alchemizing that core wound into your greatest talent. So those are like my three favorite.
Okay, so vocation, radiance, and life's work. Got it. And again, it's just Gene Key, genekeys.com/free profile. It's literally free. And the book is like not even that expensive. It will just blow your mind. And yeah, book a reading with Ellisa, step into her portals. It will just be magical. We have made it to the end. Thank you so much for listening. I lost count of how many times I said I'm so excited and I'm so stoked, but truly I am. I would love for you to check out your Gene Keys, contemplate on them, and share with me what you learned. If you enjoy this podcast, this episode, the energy updates, what have you, please let me know because I am a words of affirmation girly. Leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. This will be on YouTube, so leave me a comment. Sending you so much love. Have the best day ever, and I will talk to you in the next one.